Hi guys, my name is Zipporah. This is my first video and I wanted to come in here and talk about psychosis, my experience with psychosis, because when I realized what I was going through with psychosis, I wanted to research it up and look on YouTube and find videos, and I couldn't really find many. I definitely couldn't find many with young people who were also black and a woman. So I wanted to do that for you guys. And basically, I am 25 years old. My psychosis happened this year in January. I ended up being hospitalized twice for the psychosis, and then the aftermath, I had to be hospitalized again for depression. So what happened was, it was stress-induced psychosis, and I didn't realize that you could have stress-induced psychosis. That psychosis can be caused by many different things, not just drugs, not just schizophrenia, not just the common things that you think are what causes psychosis. Anybody can get psychosis. Even people with major depression can get psychosis, because it's major depressive disorder with psychotic features. And so I also had learned last year that I have ADHD and I'm autistic. And so I thought that I was just going through burnout, and I was already in the sense of ADHD burnout, and I was tired, and it was just stressful situations dealing with a job that I was dealing with that didn't quite work out, and then just housing situation as well was a situation that was really huge, and I think really contributed to my stress. And so when I realized that I was psychotic, it was only after I left the hospital the second time, and I was there for 16 days. And the hospital was I was in there thinking wow, I don't know why I'm in here. I'm only autistic and have ADHD, so I don't know why they got me in here. I don't know why they sent this bipolar. I remember they put bipolar at the bottom of the paper when it was said and done. And I was I'm not bipolar, and I'm not anymore. I was because I got that diagnosis in college, but it was bipolar type 2. And I was I remember the first thing when she said that, I was I'm not bipolar. And that was just because of the stigma and what we know in our community, especially the black community. You don't learn as much about mental health. And so I thought that bipolar was just having mood swings, just being a crazy person. And I had to do my research and look at the DSM-5 for myself. And then I was this kind of makes sense. But I was struggling with the counselors and the therapists, and they were struggling to find a way to help me. And I was actually on a combination of Abilify and Wellbutrin back in college, and I didn't realize that it probably helped, because I'm back on those exact two same medications. It's like the Abilify shot now. And so with the psychotics episode, I was thinking that I was hearing from God. I thought I was hearing from Jesus at the same time. I thought I could hear my sister telepathically. I thought I could hear all these different people. And then at some point it started being Paul and all these other people. And I believed that I had to do missions because I felt like the world was ending. And it wasn't ending, but with psychosis, your delusions are so real, nobody can tell you that that's not real. And I also thought I was supposed to marry this K-pop idol and this band I won't name, but I really had thought that this stuff was happening for real, and it was true. And it caused me to be erratic and make irresponsible decisions. I wasn't eating, I wasn't drinking water, I wasn't sleeping for days. And when you eat and don't sleep, surprisingly, thank God I'm still alive, because God really held me through this whole situation, because it was very traumatic, and it was traumatic for the family members that were involved. And the most person that I was the most craziest to happened to be my sister, which is one of the closest family members to me. And so I was so shocked after everything was over, because I would be on social media and I was posting different things on social media, and I was saying certain things in certain groups and to certain people, and I was like, I had like emojis as a code. I thought I had a code language because I was like, this is what this means, and if they can get it, they can get it. I was on Clubhouse, I was on everywhere, and I was doing lives on Instagram, and I never do lives on Instagram. I think my psychosis when I first started my TikTok videos as well, which is crazy. And I was just like, I would walk around places, and if I saw certain colors, I thought that was a mission that I had to do. And then I had an incident in a shop, and I had did some damage to the shop, and because I felt like the Antichrist was in the shop. So when they tell you that when you are psychotic, you can end up in a hospital, dead, or in jail, that is so true. Because I did end up a few hours in jail, and thank God that I was taken out of there as well, because I think they were probably like, something is wrong with this girl, because I was banging on the door, like I was moving the handles on the doors of the jail cell. And I was like, I don't even think I realized that it was jail at the moment. I just knew that my hands were handcuffed earlier, and they had me waiting, and I was like moving around to try to get them off. And then eventually they transferred me to the hospital, because they were like, okay, this is not an episode of normal behavior. And so the first hospitalization I went to was only 6 days, and I was saying that people were drawing my blood, and it was drawing green blood, and the people were carpets, and I didn't even know that I said any of that stuff until my aunt called me later and told me later, after I had settled down and had come out of the episode. And I was like, really? I said all of that? And then I ran with my sister at one point, and I don't remember running away, but she had to file a missing report on me at one point. And I was like, this is insane. I would have never thought that I would do any of those things, or have said any of those things that I said on social media and certain people. But it showed me who was really true in my life. And God allows things to remove things out of your life that doesn't need to be in your life anymore, and who's not going to be valuable to your life anymore, who's not going to add value, who's not going to go into the next season with you, because everybody's not going to go into the next season with you. And I thank God that my foundation in God is so strong, because the part of this psychosis was very spiritual, and I thought that God was like a God of everything. Like, I started trying to get into astrology, and I was looking into my Pisces rising and moon rising, star rising, all that stuff. Y'all can tell I don't know about astrology, but I was looking it up, and I was thinking that he was like, anybody can get to heaven, even the Muslims, like, everybody can get to heaven. And I was like, and anybody that know me know I am a very strong-willed Christian to strong-willed Christian beliefs, and I believe what the Bible says through it out. And this was a crazy experience for me, because I was battling it, and it was in my mind, it was telling me that it was like God was like the cool OG dad, and Jesus was just like chilling, trying to be like, no guys, not like this. Like, he was like listening to me. Then my sister was just there. And another thing that I thought my sister was Jezebel, which was horrible, and I was like really mean to her, and I said some crazy stuff in text messages. I still have all the text messages, but I lost so many things in psychosis. Like, we lost the apartment, I lost my favorite doll, I lost all my books, I lost a lot of clothes, I lost basically everything. I lost my iPad, I lost whatever you can think of that I lost. I lost all my paperwork, and I even lost my phone at the time that I had, and I lost my hearing aids, I lost my Apple Watch. And of course, all those things are materialistic, so it shows you that in a split second, things can change and things can go away. So nothing is always yours here on earth, because we just turn to dust. Our bodies turn back to dust, and our souls either go to heaven or hell. So we're not going to take all these materialistic things with us. And at the end, even while you're still alive, we should not be idolizing them, because those things can easily be taken away. Like a car, you can easily get in a car accident, you can easily lose your car, you can easily lose a phone, you can easily lose all these things. And so it helped me understand that I should not hold so much value into the things that I had or have, because you can always replace them, but you can't replace your life and you can't replace your salvation. So those things are important to me, and I'm glad that I came out of my psychosis still believing in God and still having the grace and abundance that He has for me. And I want to start on my YouTube channel more and have more videos. I can probably go a little bit more into depth about my psychosis episode later on. I can also talk about discovering myself being a late diagnosed autistic and having ADHD, and share some reaction videos maybe. Just anything is up in the air. Like, I love to do a lot of different things, and I love YouTube, and I'm finally having my own YouTube video. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you guys know that you're not alone. If you ever go through psychosis, if you ever have been through psychosis, know that you're not by yourself. There's people out here that are going through it, and you should not be ashamed of it. The more that we talk about it, the more we can end the stigma. Bye, guys.